Hi, I'm Andrea Earle, and this is your Canvas Tip of the Day number 40, a walkthrough of your Canvas dashboard and settings for students and instructors. Let's start by talking about the global navigation menu on the left-hand side. Yours may look a little bit different based on the way your institution has set it up. At the top, you have your account information. You have a list of files here, and let's look at your profile. Your profile is where you can set up contact information, you can add a picture, and it's always best practice to add a real picture of yourself. You can minorly adjust the picture. I know students, you love putting animated GIFs as your profile pic, but that does take up a lot of system resources and might slow down your entire system. If you want, feel free to add more biographical information, but it's not necessary. Now let's look at your notifications. In Canvas, you can set up notifications by your entire Canvas account, but you can also set it up at the course level. So let's start at the account level. I can get notifications when there's due dates, grading policies, change, course content, all of these different things. And then I have options to be notified immediately, get a daily summary, a weekly summary, or just turn notifications off. Well, for announcements, I want to know immediately because maybe the instructor has posted something about that day's class or that day's assignment. Grading policies, I don't need to see. Maybe due date changes I do want to see. I also want to know if an instructor's graded one of my assignments, and I want to know immediately. I can also check this box so that the grade is included in the notification. Now remember, notifications will go to your email and any other devices that you've set up. You can see I have push notifications set up for all my devices, and I've connected my phone by logging into Canvas, the Canvas app for students on my phone. I want to get a daily summary of replies to discussion topics. That way I can follow up. But if someone mentions me directly, I definitely want to be notified immediately. And if someone reports a reply as being inappropriate, I want to know immediately. As you go through, you can customize all of these different notification settings to meet your needs. But now we can drill down. That was for my whole account. Now I can drill down to my specific courses. So perhaps for my EC for All course, maybe there's things I don't want to see, or I want them to be different. Personally, I still want announcements immediately, and I want invitations, but I don't need to know about late grading, so maybe it's fine, because I know if I turn something in late. But again, I can customize all of these settings. All right, we're going to scroll to the bottom here to global announcements. And global announcements are announcements pushed out by your Canvas administrator. Notice I don't have any here, but if I did, they would show up here, and previous announcements from the past 4 months would show up here. So you can close them on your dashboard so they don't take up space, but you can always come back to them by going to the Global Announcements tab. All right, now let's move on and talk about your dashboard. Your dashboard shows all of your current Canvas courses. Now, since I'm an instructor, I actually have 2 sections. I have published courses and I have unpublished down below. As a student, you will only have your active courses at the top. Now, a lot of students, the first time you log into Canvas, you're going to have this color overlay over your course cards. And I don't know about you, but it drives me nuts. So you can remove the color overlay by clicking the 3 dots or the kebab menu and deselecting color overlay. And now the course cards will pop. You can also change to list view. List view gives you a list of all the assignments that are coming up. You can see I have a missing assignment here. You can also switch to, whoops, that was card view. You can also switch to recent activity, and this will show me that I have 3 assignment notifications. I can click here to show me more, and I can see what notifications I've received. This is a good way to just double check that I haven't missed anything. On the right, I have my to-do list, which shows what's coming up. But be careful because pages aren't always listed on the to-do list. So if there's something you need to read, or the teacher has created a page for you to view, it might not show up here. So it's always best to go to your modules, but the to-do list is a good reminder of what you need to get done. You'll also see down below recent feedback. So any feedback that your teacher has given you will show up down here on the right. Okay, you won't have these because I'm a teacher. All right, back to the global navigation. If you click on courses, this will also give you a list of all your active courses. You may see, you won't see unpublished unless you're a teacher in a course. But you might see courses that you don't need to see. Maybe it's an old course a teacher's never concluded, or a club you're no longer part of. You can customize your dashboard by selecting star for just the courses you want to appear on your dashboard. So say I only want those 3, I can star them, and now they will show on my dashboard. If I want to look at a past course I was enrolled in, I can slide down and look under past enrollments, and you should see all of your past courses. You should be able to click into the courses and view the activity, but you will not be able to make any changes in a concluded course. Jumping over to the calendar, anytime your teacher puts a due date for an assignment, it will show up on your calendar. All of your calendars that you have access to are on the right-hand side. And you can also subscribe to calendar feeds or other calendars that your school has pushed out. So some schools have a school-wide calendar they push into Canvas, and then you'll be able to see all the school events in one place. Your inbox is a great way to communicate with your instructors. All you do is you select inbox, you pick the course, and you can see all the messages for that course. If I want to compose a message, I click compose, I choose the course, and then I decide who it is I want to send a message to. Do I want to send a message to teachers? And then I can pick the teacher I want to send the message to. Once I type my message here and send, the teacher will get that message. You can also include attachments and videos. Sometimes when you're having trouble with an assignment, it's easier to create a video and explain the problem so the teacher's better able to help you. Hit send, and off the message goes. I particularly like using the inbox because it keeps a running record of all of my communications with my instructors. Next, I want to show you this handy dandy history button. History is a quick shortcut to take you back to a page you were recently on. So for example, I want to go back to my course assignments for my Rocket course. All I do is click on it here and it takes me back. I don't need to go back to the dashboard, click on the course card, then find the assignment. It takes me back just to where I was previously. This can be a module, a page, or an assignment. Commons, some students will have access to Commons, some will not, depending on how your institution has set it up. But check out Commons for shared resources that you might enjoy. Finally, on the Help menu is where you can find a lot of support for how to use Canvas. You can search the guides and ask almost any question and you'll find an answer. Depending on, again, on how your institution has set up your Help menu will depend on what you see. If you do see release notes, this is a great way to keep up with all the improvements that are constantly being made to Canvas. Remember, Canvas is a powerful platform, but the way a course looks and it's designed and delivered is up to the individual instructor. If something seems confusing or you're not sure how to navigate, reach out to your instructor for more help. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and have a great school year.